Welcome to the sixth video on powerful writing to gain influence, avoid miscommunication, and hence save costs to yourself, your business, or your organization. This is the fifth video on writing simple and direct sentences, and today's topic is use pronouns clearly. A recap before we proceed. Remember, sentences are clearest, most forceful, and easiest to understand if they're simple and direct. If instead sentences are complicated and not direct, the reader is slowed down and even confused. So far we have seen four simple techniques on how to make sentences simple and direct. These techniques are: make the topic the subject of the sentence, move the action into a verb, avoid noun clusters, and write short sentences. Links to the videos corresponding to those techniques are given in the description beneath this video on YouTube. But what is in the store today? Let us examine this sentence. Instead of producing single large models with DEC algorithms, another interesting possibility is using them to automatically engineer features. What does them refer to? Does it mean single large models or EC algorithms? The use of them is not clear. This sentence comes from the literature on evolutionary computation, or EC. Question is, must we understand evolutionary computation to even understand how various parts of this sentence interconnect? Or can we replace the word them with something more meaningful so that the sentence makes more sense? Consider this revision of the same sentence. Instead of producing single large models with DEC algorithms, another interesting possibility is using these algorithms to automatically engineer features. Does it make more sense now? Clearly so. So what was the problem? The problem was that the word them is a pronoun, and a pronoun must refer to some noun. But that noun was not clear because there were multiple nouns to choose from. So in this revision, we clarified that noun by repeating the noun algorithms. In fact, we say these algorithms to make sure that we are still talking about the same EC algorithms that the sentence mentions earlier. Now the sentence is simpler and hence easier to understand. Notice how the simpler sentences say so much more than the complicated sentences. Yes, they do not say everything. For instance, we still do not know what is engineering features. After all, a single sentence can only say so much. But now we at least understand the general structure of the sentence better than before. This means we can ask useful follow-up questions. So the lesson of this exercise is, we must use pronouns clearly. But what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that refers to or replaces a noun. Pronouns come in various types, and these types can have three different cases. For example, personal pronouns have three cases. Examples of the nominative case are I, you, he, she, and it. And in plural, the same pronouns are we, you, and they. Likewise, examples of the objective case are me, you, him, her, and it. And their plurals are us, you, and them. Similarly, the possessive case, which indicates possession of something, has these examples: mine, yours, his, hers, and its. Correspondingly, the plurals are ours, yours, and theirs. Feel free to pause the video now and take your time with the slide. Likewise, there are several other kinds of pronouns. Again, pause the video and read them carefully. Pronouns become unclear when the text that appears earlier contains many nouns that the pronoun can refer to. We have already seen an example of that. Another extreme is when there is no possible noun to choose. Sometimes the pronoun simply cannot match any of the nouns used earlier, so the pronoun is simply inappropriate. Also, sometimes the pronoun refers to a noun that exists elsewhere, such as in the headings. We shall now see examples of each of these categories. So here's another example of where a pronoun is not used clearly because it can refer to one of many nouns. The questions asked in a survey can influence the answers, so they must be chosen carefully. What must be chosen carefully? Questions or answers? One solution is to repeat the appropriate noun. So here's the first revision. The questions asked in a survey can influence the answers, so the questions must be chosen carefully. We have repeated the noun questions, and the sentence is now clearer. However, if we do not like to repeat a noun, we can restructure the sentence as in revision 2. The questions asked in a survey must be chosen carefully because they can influence the answers. In this revision, they can only refer to the questions. Sometimes there is no noun for a pronoun to refer to, and often this happens when we use the pronoun this. For example, modern computers are able to predict the future behavior of consumers based on their historical behavior. This compels modern organizations to store massive amounts of data. This compels? What compels? Let us revise. Modern computers are able to predict the future behavior of consumers based on their historical behavior. This ability compels the modern organizations to store massive amounts of data. By redrafting an adjective able from the previous sentence as a noun ability, in the second sentence, we clarify what the pronoun this refers to. However, sometimes we cannot repeat any word from the previous sentence at all. For example, Ali started attending the course on powerful writing, and his grades improved. Soon, everyone copied this. Clearly, the second sentence refers to Ali's strategy of attending the course. However, the word strategy does not appear in the first sentence. Therefore, we add this word to the second sentence and revise as follows. Ali started attending the course on powerful writing, and his grades improved. Soon, everyone copied this strategy. Sometimes the pronoun is simply inappropriate. If a writer does not write well, you cannot convince the reader about the quality of the reported work. Clearly, you and a writer do not match because you is a pronoun in second person, whereas a writer is a noun in third person. Therefore, we revise as follows. If a writer does not write well, he or she cannot convince the reader about the quality of the reported work. Writing he or she can be awkward though. So another revision can be, the writer who does not write well cannot convince the reader about the quality of the reported work. Sometimes the noun being referenced does not appear in the sentence. Instead, it appears in some other text such as headings or subheadings. For example, patience is the heading here, by the way. And a sentence follows this heading which states, those who agreed to participate in this study were present at the hospital. What we meant to say was, the patients who agreed to participate in this study were present at the hospital. Also, sometimes the pronoun refers to something from a reference. For example, a high velocity was observed in it. They argued that the high velocity was the result of the fall. Here, 8 refers to some other text cited here. They implies the writers or investigators who reported the work in reference 8. Let us revise to make it clear. A high velocity was observed in 8. The investigators argued that the high velocity was the result of the fall. So in summary, if there are too many possible nouns, restate the appropriate noun or restructure the sentence. If there are no possible nouns to refer to, repeat a word or add a new word as appropriate. If the pronoun is itself inappropriate, correct the pronoun and/or restructure the sentence. If the nouns to which the pronouns refer appear outside the text under consideration, repeat the nouns in the present text. Before we finish, let us have a look at these pictures. These are some of the brightest human minds of the 20th and the 21st century. Among all of them, who do you think the common man will recognize most easily? Take your time. You can pick your nominations, but it is highly likely that Professor Stephen Hawking will be the popular choice. This is despite the fact that in this distinguished gathering, he is the only one who did not win the Nobel Prize. Professor Hawking wins the popularity contest because he brought complicated theories in physics and on the origin of the universe to the common man with his excellent writings and his splendid documentaries. He trusted that intricate science can best influence the common mind if science is so written as to respect its readers and not to frustrate them. Respect your readers if you wish to influence them. Now that is an idea worth spreading. So here's some homework for you. In the sentences which appear on this and the next slide, identify unclear pronouns. Also identify what makes these pronouns unclear. Then revise the given sentences. Also follow previous lessons on writing simple and direct sentences. So that's it for today. The next lesson on writing simple and direct sentences will be put parallel ideas in parallel form. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your feedback, answers, and discussions under this video. Please also look at the work left by others so you can learn from their work. Also, if you wish to be notified of the next video and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, press subscribe underneath this video, which may look like this or this. And once you press subscribe, the subscribe button will turn gray. Do not press it again if it is already gray, because doing that will unsubscribe you. If you have just subscribed, a bell icon will also appear. Press that as well and a ringing bell will appear. As before, do not press the bell if it already appears ringing. Thank you and see you in the next video.